Welcome to another gardener's world, and it's a week again for yet more reflection. And this week you can see that I'm joined by my little friend here, who I sometimes fondly refer to her. People who watch my videos know this dog as being Night Hound. She's also called Marley, actually. She's 11 years old and she's an absolute beaut, and she's got a kind of Batman thing going on. She likes to be called one thing in the day and one thing at the night, you know, and that's what you get with your dogs in here. When you've got your dogs, all is well. So I'm in a very lucky place at the moment. So we're all getting a bit luckier as we go along now into the summer, and as you can see, my son gave me a fresh haircut the other day. I'm not sure I was lucky with that one, but anyway, one thing I was lucky with earlier on was I was able to get out and go and have a look around. As part of our daily exercise, I was able to take the Night Hound out, and we were up in the woods earlier on to look at nature's garden. It's a beautiful time of year to see nature's garden, so let's go up there now and see what we found. So over to you, Steve Dog. Thanks for that, Steve Dog. And yes, earlier on I was out on my exercise for the day, so I'm going to just talk you through some as we walk along. Here on the hedgerow, the bluebells are still in bloom, nestled amongst the bracken, ferns and hedge-like undergrowth. What are these, you ask? These are actually from the wild geranium family, and they're quite simply referred to as little pinky flowers. Pinky, pincus, that's what these boys are. There's one flower you see everywhere. In fact, you probably see more of these than any flower at the moment. They're the communal garden, simple yet beautiful buttercups, and as you can see, they are everywhere, but mainly in small clumps throughout the woody environment that they call home. There goes another one there, look. Hundreds of them. Stingers, that's what we call them. The communal garden stinging nettle. We all love them and we all hate them. But these little dudes are home to all manner of host of many different types of wildlife varieties, including caterpillars and aphids and other little things that like to live in the stingers. So there you go, folks. Don't just walk past the stinger. Sing for the stinger. Here we are. It's deep in the woodland again, and there's some blue things here. They look like forget-me-nots, but they're not. These are called Ramaro Rodriguez. Ramaro Rodriguez, otherwise known as the Woodland Blue Boy. That's right, the Woodland Blue Boy. Here we go, folks. These are the campions, the common campion, as opposed to that other one we saw earlier on. Beautiful campion with our friend the yellow man, and of course the bluebell, and of course the stinging nettle, and these are the nettle flowers. So there you go, folks. So there you have it, Steve Dog and viewers. Back to you in the studio, in the garden, Steve Dog. Thanks for that, Steve Dog. Now, there's plenty of things on the show this week, but first we're going to go over to a new presenter. That's right, this week we've got a new presenter, our friend. If you click above, you might see a movie that this guy starred in. It's our new friend. This is Lando Chrysanthemum. That's right, it's very difficult to say. Sometimes you can say it right, sometimes you can say it wrong. Lando's going to be doing a bit of early planting for us, or one of our first plants. So here we go, introducing, it's over to you, Lando Chrysanthemum. Lando. Hi there, hi, thanks Steve Dog. Hi. Hi there, viewers. My name is Lando Chrysanthemum. That's right. I'm going to spell it at the bottom of the screen there just so you guys can see what I'm trying to say. And I think you'll always agree that the one thing I'm going to bring to the show is hair. But also, if you click above, you'll see that I've recently starred in a movie. A Star Wars movie, actually, episode 10. Attack. Ground Force Awakens is the name of that film. So have a look at that one. Right, what am I doing today? Well, we're back planting. So today, what I want to plant today for you lucky viewers is one of these. Now this is a it's a type of daisy. Actually, it's a grand daisy red orange. It's an agranthanthum, I think is what they call it. So what I'm going to do today, folks, I'm going to pop this one now in a raised area over here. Now, some of you will have seen previously that our old pal Titch would have planted one up, and I'm planting this one the same. So what do we do when we're planting? Well, folks, what we have to do first of all, make sure you've got a hole to put the plant into. So here, I've dug a hole. Okay. I'm having one of those hair days, one of those bad hair days actually. So I'm going to plant that one in there right now, but rather than taking too much of your time, you leave that one with me and we'll see what this looks like when it's planted. So don't go anywhere and I'll be right back now. And there we go. There we go, folks. Let's have a look at what I planted. Let's flip that camera around. So here we can see the plant is now planted. We've got a good, nice compost in there for the plant, which I think is very good to do. We've made sure there's no voidage around the plant. Remember that, folks, no voidage. And then what we need to do is we need to just to make sure we water that in all the way around nicely, just like that. And that'll be flowering through the summer period. So back to you, Steve Dog. Thanks for that very much, Lando. It's great to have you on board on the show, and I think you're going to bring something different to the show each week, and it really makes everyone want to scratch your nose a little bit, doesn't it? After seeing the way you wrestled with your wonderful hairstyle. Let's have a quick look in the garden at some of the flowers that are flowering right now and just show you how they're getting on, because some people think on Gardener's World, not just this Gardener's World, they think that the gardeners just make it up and they don't know what they're talking about. Some even say, these guys, I'm sure they're just the same guy, just wears a different wig. No, we've got a band, a team of professionals, and this is what they can do. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, look at that. Now this rose here is a it's not a standard rose, it's not a climbing rose, no. This is called a tall rose, and this rose is actually, I'm just going to tell you exactly what this rose is called. This rose is Rose Aquamarie. That's right, this is Rose Aquamarie, and if you want the Latin name, it's Rosus rosundi. That's right, Rosus rosundi. And at this time of year, the fragrance from the rose is quite remarkable, and I think you will agree. It is one of the most beautiful roses that you're going to find in the garden at this time of year. Thanks for that, Steve Dog. Now we're going to go to our old friend, Titch Marshmallow. Titch is going to be over in the herb garden, and we all know that Titch is a herb specialist. Let's see what Titch is doing today. Titch, over to you in the herb garden. Thanks for that, Steve Dog. Now, I'm just going to take you over to the herb garden now and show you what we need to do over there. Let's go and have a look in the herb garden. Thanks, Titch, that's right. What we're going to do is plant something in the herb garden. Thanks for that, Titch. Now, of course, we could just plant another herb in the herb garden. That would make sense to a lot of people, but did you know you can actually mix and match your plants? You don't have to just have herbs in a herb garden. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant one of these. This is a perennial. It's called a salvia, and this, of course, is the salvia memorosa, and this is called the sensation purple blue improved. Actually, the leaves look almost mintish, almost thymish, so it will fit in nicely, but this will give us spikes of flowers which will flower through the late spring and into the summer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plant this puppy in this pot. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now for you, and then we'll put it in the ground. Okay, the reason I'm putting it in here is if I do want to move it at a later date, if it grows, I can just take it out in the pot. It's got plenty of room to grow in here, and we can move it elsewhere, but it gives us that great colour right now. Don't go anywhere. And there we have it, viewers, all nice and potted in, and now a really good watering in. Another success there, I think. So, Steve Dog, it's back to you. Let's go over and see if let's go and see what our friend Monty Dog is up to. Monty, what are you up to today, our friend? Thanks, Steve Dog. I want to have a very quick look, just show you some of these. I'll show you these first. These are seeds from a wallflower. So that's first of all seeds from a wallflower. What I came to show you was these. This is a geranium, geranii that is, and those are called Pink Sensation. And I think we'd all understand where they get their name from. Make sure, guys, that when you plant your geraniums, you plant them in an appropriate location, and that you look after your geraniums. So there you go, a little couple of tips there for any geranium growers out there. And if I'll be honest, guys, these guys, when you look after them like I do, they grow sensationally. That's enough of me. It's time now for me to go over to our old friend, the guy we cut the hair of last week, Dave the Shrub. Hey Dave, what have you got to tell us today? Dave.
Thanks, Monty. Make sure you look after your geraniums. Back to you, Steve Dog.
That's fantastic, Dave. Absolutely fantastic. You say it and you mean it. I think it's time just to have a quick look around a couple of gardens now. So let's have a quick look around the gardens and see what's going on just around the garden, okay? Don't go anywhere. That really was amazing, wasn't it? Now, we promised this last week, we didn't deliver last week, but this week our friend Alan Gardner cannot be with us directly here. But what Alan has promised to do is he's promised to give us a quick weather report for the week ahead. So here we go. Alan, over to you. Give us the weather for the week ahead. Alan. Hello and welcome to the weather. And what weather we've been having over the last week. It's been raining a fair bit, and as you can see behind me here, we've got some flooded areas, and those areas are flooded in loads of muddy water, and those have been happening a hell of a lot in Rochdale and Bala and Shap as well. It sounds a bit like shop, okay? But you can see there's lots of rain around at the moment, and snow as well. There was some snow in Tyke, those little tykes in Tyke we're suffering with some snow, and it all comes from the jet stream last week. As you can see, the jet stream was coming over the North Atlantic in from Newfoundland in towards the British Isles, of course, and that was bringing some inclement weather in to the British Isles from the Atlantic in towards the British Isles. Now here this week the winds will begin turning lighter and it will become milder for a while. The winds then start backing from the north and they're going to come in through Hull and over to Newcastle, as they like to say it, up in Newcastle. As we look through Thursday, the weather's going to be coming in again from the Atlantic, and it's going to come in through Scotland, and it's going to come in, and the temperature's going to be about 13 degrees, 12 degrees in Plymouth, that is. And that's Thursday. We're not going to say anything more. And then this is where things get interesting. Hell yeah. Yeah. Do not go anywhere for a moment, because there's going to be some low pressure coming in, and that's going to mean that the winds are going to back around to the southwest. They're going to be edging in over Belfast, turning left as they come through and ending up through Stornoway and Aberdeen. Temperatures up there will fall to 9 degrees, but down in Cardiff it's going to be around about 13 degrees. That's 12 degrees in Plymouth. So there you go. That's the week ahead. Goodbye. Thanks for that, Alan. I'm not sure if I believe your weather report, but it was certainly entertaining. Whether or not it will change, who knows. So, that concludes this week's Gardener's World. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed being out in the garden with Marley, Nighthound the dog, of course. And we also gave you a little glimpse outside of the garden today, didn't we? Which was nice for a change. So, see you next time. And remember, just remember, that when you're out gardening, enjoy your gardening, okay? See you next week on Gardener's World.